GT the Vibe Podcast coming to you another episode. I'm gonna let Donald Trump speak a little bit on some of the things that he wants to do. What killed America? Inflation. The mortgage rates are crazy. Billions and billions of dollars are spending overseas. Billions and billions of dollars that we're spending on migrants coming over to America. Um, the border crisis. Kamala Harris was in charge of the border, and she ain't doing her job down there. She ain't never been doing her job down there. All these things have triggered some issues with America and our economy and the direction that our country is going in. I'm gonna let him speak, and then I'm gonna go hammer.
Tell us about your policy plans and how they will impact the lives of American citizens.
So we're going to have more jobs than we've ever had. Look, we had that. Nobody ever had an economy pre-COVID, and then after COVID, we did a phenomenal job. We handed over a stock market. We would have had a depression. I believe if I wasn't president, a couple of people are saying this very strongly now, we would have had a depression like in 1929. That was a bad thing. COVID came in. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew how to handle it. We closed it down to China. Governors then made decisions whether they wanted to keep it. Actually, the Republican governors made the right decisions. The Democrat governors closed everything down. It was up to them. It wasn't up to the president.
But you focused on lower taxes and deregulation.
Right.
Tell us how that leads to job creation.
So I cut taxes more than any other president in history, more so than Ronald Reagan. We had the biggest tax cut in history. All of a sudden, and we had business incentive cuts. And they hired people at levels that they've never hired before. As an example, Apple and other companies, they had big money, billions and billions of dollars offshore outside of this country. You couldn't bring it back. There was no mechanism to bring it back. And then the tax was too high. They had to pay like 50% tax. Who's going to do that? And I made it so that they could bring the money back. I made it much simpler, and I also reduced the tax. And the billions of dollars came pouring back into our country, and they were spending the money. So here's what we're doing. We're going to get the first thing, we're going to get energy way down. Drill, baby, drill, all right? We're going to get energy way down. That's going to lead to the inflation. What's killed this country more than anything in the last 3.5 years is inflation inflicted upon this country by Sleepy Joe Biden. The inflation has been a disaster in this country. And it's killed the middle class. It's killing the working class. And we're going to get
Inflation, inflation, inflation. What causes inflation? What do you guys think causes inflation? Why, like groceries. We can't even afford, like, groceries have gone up 25%. 25%. Right? We're footing the bill for things that we should not be footing the bill for. You got migrants coming over from Venezuela, getting cards, EBT, SNAP, all that. They're getting more than veterans are getting, benefits wise. They don't even have to work. We're literally just handing them cash. They're just coming over with their hands out. Haven't put anything into the United States, haven't worked anywhere in the United States, haven't given anything to the economy of the United States. And so they take our tax money and they just hand it up. And then they send billions over to other people's wars. We're fighting other people's wars with our money. Like, I don't understand how people don't think that cost. The border crisis, illegals coming over here, stirring up crime, murders, drugs, undocumented immigrants coming over here, finding ways to be able to get benefits, stealing from businesses, literally stealing from businesses. Businesses are going out of business because we got so many people stealing from businesses. That's the type of country that's being ran right now by Sleepy Joe and the Democrats. Kamala Harris is one of them. Her job was the border. How, if she can't handle the border, what make y'all think she's gonna be able to handle the United States of America as a whole? She not even qualified. I don't even think she even qualified. I wouldn't call her qualified. You might as well just put somebody else on a ticket for the Democrats that may have qualifications, that actually is running something that actually works. Because right now what they're doing is not working. It's pathetic. Now they're pandering to black people, thinking they're going to get the black vote just because you have a black, so-called black person, black female running for president. Man, we don't even give a damn about that no more. You got at your rally You got Meg Thee Stallion twerking and shit at your rally. That's the image of America that people want us to have. That's the image that they want to portray to other countries, right? That's the image that they want to give out. Oh man, this is the image of America, right? This is how we roll, right? This is how we rock. Pathetic.
Inflation brought down. We have to bring prices down.
How do you do that? How do you get inflation down?
If we bring energy down, other things are going to follow.
So how many jobs do you think can be created by unlocking the energy capacity in America?
Numbers that you haven't seen before, numbers that we've never seen.
What,
Oh, we were
millions?
doing it. We would, yeah, millions of jobs. That's what we need. We need millions of jobs. And we need people to come into our country, too, by the way. I don't want to say we're going to close the border, but we're going to have people come in, but it's going to be people that we should have.
In a post on Truth Social, you said that seniors should not pay tax on Social Security. And of course, this made big news, but the Committee for a Responsible Budget says that that will mean increasing deficits by $1.6 to $1.8 trillion.
Because we can cut other costs. There's so much waste in our government. The other
So
thing
that's
is,
what I want to ask. Where do you get the revenue to offset that? Because it's also apparently going to advance the insolvency date of Social Security's retirement trust fund by over a year.
well, you know, one of the things good about that is that's when people will make a deal. You know that. But we're going to take care of Social Security. We're not going to do anything to hurt our seniors. There is so much cutting. There is so much waste in this government. There's so much fat in this government. I also have no tax on tips. That's a big deal.
Are you going to make that an official line item in your
Yeah.
economic plans?
Yes.
No tax on tips?
No tax on tips. Very simple. No
But
tax.
what about the debt? I mean, you know, with
gonna
no
pay off
no
debt.
taxes on Social
We're gonna
Security, no
cut-
taxes on tips. I mean, when does $35 trillion in debt become an emergency?
We are going to, you know, we were at a point, we were doing so well prior to COVID, just prior to COVID, we were going to start
25 trillion in debt. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. The American dream is a nightmare now. It's a nightmare. The middle class is going to disappear. It's going to be high class, it's going to be low class, won't be in middle. It's going to be rich and poor. And if we continue on the trajectory that we are headed right now. I'm not saying that we can't let people come over to America. I'm not saying that. But we can't just open it up to the mass and just say, everybody come over here. Let's rock. We can all kumbaya and it's going to be all fine and dandy. Everybody come over here. We can't keep doing that. That's costing so much money. And we got people over here that's struggling. We got families. They can't afford to put enough food on the table to feed themselves. But we're going to give migrants that don't eat, that aren't even American. We're going to bring them over here and we're going to give them money. We're going to give them food. We're going to give them the opportunity to be able to have things that other people can't have. Other people don't get, right? Oh, you got to work to get this. You get some work requirement. Where's their work requirement? They're literally coming over there with their hand out and we're just giving this here. Take it, please. It's crazy. Absolutely nuts. It's ludicrous to me. To the point that we even got here. The point that we even got to this opportunity, that to this level of stupidity in a country that's supposed to be the most powerful country in the world. The value of a dollar is sinking. And you know China and them watching. Oh, they watching. They're watching heavy. Because what we do in this election is going to shape the next couple of decades for the United States of America. Choose wrong, and we're going to be wrong. Choose right, and we can dig out. Trump is the one that's going to help us dig out. He's a businessman. He's got business acumen. This dude runs a business. Not a lawyer who throws black people in prison. Right? That ain't like, oh, you passed the bar. We don't need a lawyer as the president of the United States. We need somebody who understands business and how things work. And that's Trump. That's what Trump is bringing to the table. Trump 2024, I'm telling y'all, I'm rocking with it, man. I'm rocking with it. Black people for Trump. I am rocking with it. When it ain't about making America great again, it's about making America affordable again. Like, man, we can't even afford to live right now because we want to keep voting Democratic. Because if you're not black, if you don't vote for Biden, you're not black. If you don't vote for President Biden, you're not black. You don't vote for Democrats, you're not black. They gave us the right to vote, so that we're going to vote for them for the next 200 years. It's pathetic. It's absolutely ludicrous to me that Kamala Harris is even on the ticket. Like, she didn't even come close, to touching Biden in the primary. She didn't even come close. And now they're pulling up old videos of stuff she used to say, things that she's for. We don't even know her policies yet. Are they Biden's policies or are they different? I don't know. There's people just voting for her because she's black. And she over here, oh, well, you got to be a nice person to run the country. You just have to be nice, and you just kind of just be polite all the time. Have no backbone, right? They must have no backbone. Trump got a backbone now like that. They hate it. This is GT Divide Podcast with another episode. Like, subscribe, share. We're going to rock with it. As the election time continues, we get closer to November. We're gonna continue to roll it out. I'm just waiting on Kamala to tell us what her policies are. Once she tells us that, I'll come on here and we'll definitely have some conversation about it. I don't even know her policies. I don't even think she knows her policies because they haven't told her what her policies are supposed to be yet. So once they tell her what her policies are supposed to be, then she'll know. Then we can get this thing rocking. But until then, Trump 2024, GT Divide Podcast.